Every new generation of Pokemon cards mimics the video game's newest mechanic in some way. X and Y had Mega Evolutions, so the card game introduced Mega Evolutions. Sun and Moon's new mechanic was Z moves, so the card game used GX moves. Sword and Shield had Dynamax and Gigantamax Pokemon, the card game introduced VMAX cards. So with Scarlet and Violet introducing terastalization, which enhances a Pokemon's typing or changes it completely, I was very excited to see how the card game would interpret this. So far, all we've seen from the new card reveals is an Arcanine EX, which is terastalized but in the same type it would normally be, and it can't take damage on the bench? Needless to say, all we know about terastalizing in the card game so far is bland and disappointing, nothing like the first look of terastalizing in the Scarlet and Violet trailers. So as a card design enthusiast, I thought it would be neat to share with you all how I would have transposed the terastalize mechanic into the Pokemon trading card game. The Scarlet and Violet generation of Pokemon trading cards marks the return of lowercase EX Pokemon, which have been absent since their farewell in EX Power Keepers almost 16 years ago. These EX Pokemon are so notably different from the uppercase EX Pokemon from the Black and White and XY era, since the uppercase EX Pokemon did not need to evolve from their natural evolution line, and instead came into play as their fully evolved form. Seeing the original EX mechanic return to the game has been very exciting, and we're only just getting started with less than a dozen of the Scarlet and Violet EX cards being revealed thus far. Now for the hard part, tackling how to bring terastalization into the game now that we've got the general direction of this generation of cards. In Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the video game, each Pokemon has a Tera type. This is the type they will become when they terastalize via the Tera Orb. Any Pokemon can have a Tera type of any of the 18 Pokemon types in the game. The Pokemon enters battle as their natural typing, and transforms on command for the remainder of their time in battle. A popular suggestion I've seen is to make item cards that say this Pokemon is now blank type. But I don't think Pokemon would ever put their main mechanic of the new cards on a lousy item card that completely takes away from making awesome looking new Pokemon. They could also make 18 types of every EX, so your opponent never knows what type you're going to evolve into. But let's be realistic here, nobody wants there to be 18 different Mimic UEXs in Scarlet and Violet base set. As the self-appointed designer of the TCG terastalize mechanic, I was stumped. However, I found inspiration by thinking about all of the cards and mechanics I've enjoyed the most throughout the years. I love the formats of the original EX Pokemon, and we've already got those back with Scarlet and Violet. Some of my other favorite card mechanics have been the Team Flare Gears, since they can interact with your opponent's Pokemon, and also GX Pokemon, which have one powerful move you can use once per game. Neither of those concepts really apply here, but the idea I had next I think was right on the money. The Diamond and Pearl era gave us level X Pokemon cards, Pokemon that were leveled to an unknown power level that were played on top of weaker versions of themselves, such as Torterra and Torterra level X, or Infernape and Infernape level X. The beautiful thing about level X's was that their nominal power level was only slightly power crept up, while adding extra options to your Pokemon's attacks and abilities was the true enhancement which they provided. Level X Pokemon were played on top of their Pokemon and added new attributes, so both the Torterra and Torterra level X's attacks and whatnot were combined into the new level X on top. Throughout this thought exercise, my new creation, Terra X, was born. Here we have the newly revealed Gardevoir EX, which will be part of the Scarlet and Violet base set. It seems like it's going to be a really good card, but that's besides the point. Let's talk about my new mechanic that nobody asked me to make. We will play the Gardevoir Terra X on top of our active Gardevoir EX. The Gardevoir Terra X is the same Pokemon for all intents and purposes. It can still use Gardevoir EX's ability and Gardevoir EX's attack. However, it also gains a new ability and a new attack in addition to a new typing. I chose Fire type for this example because I'm a Delta species Gardevoir EX simp, and we already had the Arcanine EX terastalize template for me to use since I barely passed graphic design in high school, and I really needed a starting point here. Gardevoir Terra X has a new typing and a new weakness, which could be situationally good or bad for it in a Pokemon TCG battle. I gave it a very slight HP boost, and also gave it a more powerful attack, both due to it leveling up and being a more aggressive typing. I gave it a tag up top which says its psychic energies are now fire energies if need be, and I also gave it a strong yet balanced ability as the finishing touch. Additionally, if I was proposing this idea at Creatures Incorporated, I would suggest that we print a fire version of the Gardevoir Terra X and one other Tera type as well. Maybe Psychic to keep its original typing, or something the fans would really love, like a Dark type Gardevoir Terra X. These Terra X's could be stronger and more influential over the battle, since they are an extra card that needs to be searched out and evolved on top of your fully evolved active Pokemon, so I think this design is actually quite balanced. By far, this has been one of my favorite videos I've made in quite a while, and I hope you all enjoyed it, but it's not over yet. I need you guys to review my brand new Pokemon TCG mechanic Terra X. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being the worst and 5 being the best, is this design balanced? Is this design feasible and realistic in terms of simplicity for player understanding and rulings? Is this design cool and attractive, and does it make you want to play the game? Please let me know your ratings for those 3 questions down below in the comments, and also tell me how you would have designed terastalized Pokemon in the trading card game. If you'd like more theoretical fantasy card design videos from me, let me know about that in the comments down below too. Thanks so much for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.